Goodness gracious, I have to go through to get these stupid streams started. Okay, let's see here. Okay, everything's looking good. Trying to think here. Okay, that's the chat. Yeah, turn on the radio. Gonna be talking to Alan on the W9TCH Knowles repeater, their 70 centimeter repeater. Let's see here. Trying to remember how you share these videos. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Moo, 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 moo. Okay, that seems to be working good. Okay, let's see here. What the heck is that? Oh, okay, just an email confirmation. Okay. Trying to remember how you can share these live streams. The heck with that. I'll just share the link to the video one for them streaming. Because I think I just copy and paste the link here in my browser, it's not going to work. Oops, oh, wait a second, what's this? There we go. Okay, found it. Okay. Hold on just a second, folks. I'm going to share the live stream on... Oops. Gotta turn on my scanner. Sorry about that. Gonna share the link to the stream on social media real quick because I advertised it last night, and then we'll get to yakety yak yak on the W9TCH Knowles repeater. Now, live on the air. Perfect. Okay. Post there. Almost done. Got one more share to do on Facebook, and then we can get going. There we go. Okay. Well, so far so good. It's been a good day, ham radio wise. I talked to a Bulgarian special event station on 17 meters, Spain on 20 meters, and I had a nice about 20-25 minute conversation with let's see, what was his call sign? Let me check my logbook real quick. It was WZ4L, Sam from Tennessee. So far I've been having a really nice day. Okay, so let's see if Alan is listening to the W9TCH Knowles repeater. Oops, oh crud. I forgot I got to switch it to FM. For some reason, this radio automatically does the digital mode, which this repeater is capable of, but I don't believe Alan has that capability on this radio. This is KD9LVR, Kilo Delta 9, Lima Victor Romeo, listening. I'm going to unplug that for right now. Get that out of the way. There we go. I was using this radio today, the Kenwood TS590SG for HF work, and I'm really liking this radio. It does a really good job. And I see we're up to 6 viewers right now. So I think that ties last time I did a live stream. W9ALK, this is KD9LVR. Are you on the air, Alan? Dylan says, what's up? Alan? No, actually, I can't. I haven't heard you yet. Unless I accidentally talked over you. Let me just make sure I got this on the right mode. Yeah, I got it on FM. I would check my my HT, but I've got the speakers turned on for my computer, and that thing that thing interferes with that really bad. Okay, Alan says he's on his HT. He hears me. We need to plug it into his base antenna. Yeah, that could be because I'm not hearing you at all on the radio. In case anybody's wondering, this is the W9TCH repeater of Knowles, Wisconsin. It's the Rock River Radio Club's 70 centimeter repeater. It's been on the air for, I think it's just a little over a year now. And sadly, it doesn't get a lot of use. So that's why I'm doing a live stream. Pardon me, hoping that we can get some more activity on this repeater. Just waiting for Alan. He's having some issues. Right now, W9ALK, he only has an HT that can do 70 centimeters. So he's probably trying to get that hooked up to his space station antenna. Pardon me. Okay, saying propagation must be bad. LOL, I've gotten into that repeater on the HT report before. Yeah, I have too. I've taken my HT out into the front porch, and I made it into the Knowles repeater. Maybe it was a little dark. Let me see if I can turn on the light. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I thought I had the settings right. Okay, Alan says, give me a minute. I'll plug into the base antenna. Okay, sounds good. Let's see here. While we're waiting for Alan to get hooked up to his base antenna, let's see here. Trying to think. Well, I have been getting on the air more often as of lately. It's been kind of slow the last month or so due, more like last 2 months or so due to either being really busy or being sick. But luckily, I've been getting on the air on HF and on the local VHF, UHF repeaters. Just the microphone here real quick. Okay, Gojira King says, hi Dennis, how's it going? It's going pretty good. Doing another live stream. Just waiting for my buddy Alan to get his radio hooked up to an antenna that can make it into the local repeater. Let's see here. Oh, cool. Got a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Out there. Hopefully, I think I'm making it into. Oops. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I'm hoping that it's picking up this microphone. I forgot to set that up before I started the stream, so hopefully it's not coming from the mic or from the webcam here. W9ALK, this is KD9LVR. Okay, thank you, Gojira King. Really appreciate that. Like I said, I wasn't thinking. I forgot to check that the microphone was the one was selected, because sometimes it automatically selects the microphone for the webcam. Alan must still be having issues getting hooked up. So while we're waiting a moment, let me turn on the ICOM here real quick, since the microphone is next to that speaker. Take a look at 17 meters here real quick. Whoops. Yeah, like I mentioned. Oh, that's a strong signal over here.
My name here is Jeremy. I looked it up. Do you go by William or Bill? Is that correct?
Okay, meters.
I'll get that written down here.
17 meters is a fun band, especially when you get good propagation. Because, like I said, this morning I got Bulgaria on 17 meters, and last week, Wednesday, I got Italy and Cuba, which are both the first for me. First time I've made contact with those two countries. Had the day off because we really didn't have anything to do at work, so I just pretty much played on the radio all day, and making DX contacts during the middle of the week is a lot easier than the weekend because everybody and his brother are on the air, whereas during the middle of the week there's hardly anybody. Let's try again, see if we can get Alan. W9ALK, this is Kilo Delta 9, Lima Victor Romeo. Are you hearing me, Alan? Okay, Gojir King asks, have you ever made contact with Japan? Did you hear Godzilla roaring? No, I haven't made contact with Japan yet. I've heard the Japanese stations on 20 meters before, and during the CQ Worldwide contest, actually heard a Japanese station, and it was actually pretty good. I would say it was like probably like a 5.556 signal, but there was such a huge pile up during that contest. He obviously didn't hear me. Like I mentioned, like I have in the description, this is the Knowles W9TCH repeater. It's frequency. Okay, Ellen's asking, still can't hear me. No, I still can't hear you. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. You heard me, right? Actually, here, let me switch over to the Juno repeater real quick. Alan, I'm switching to Juno real quick so we can make a quick contact. Okay, you did hear me. W9ALK, KD9LVR.
Welcome to the W9TCH repeater.
Oh, pardon me. Okay, he says need to switch antenna back. Okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah, if he's got hooked up to his HT, he's got to switch it back to the to his base station radio. 40 meters looks pretty good right now. Like I said, I was talking to WZ4L from Tennessee before on 40 meters. I know there's a lot of parks on the air going on right now. Sorry about the delay, folks. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. I switched over to the Juno repeater, W9TCH. This is also the Rock River Radio Club's repeater. We're going to try to do sorry that this part is a little dull. We're just trying to get everything, hooked up. Let's see here. Well, while we're waiting for Alan to get everything hooked back up, let's just check out what some of these strong signals are on 40 meters.
To Julia Victor Mike, November Julia 2 Uniform Sierra, looking for check-in number 105.
Some kind of net here on 72.53.5.
Victor Echo 3 X-ray Delta Juliet. There's another one, but you're
I should try checking into HF nets. Let's see here. Gojir King is asking, have you gotten any new additions to your Godzilla collection lately? Trying to think here. Nothing recently. It's been kind of slow. Okay, let's try calling out again. W9ALK, W9ALK. This is Kilo Delta 9 Lima Victor Romeo. Just not having any luck today. Take a look here at the S meter on the ICOM. As of lately, the noise level has been about like S4, S5, whereas usually it's like an S3. So I don't know if there's got to be something in the neighborhood that's causing noise. It's probably from the neighbors, if I had to guess. Okay. Well, Alan must be having issues, so let's just take a look at 20 meters here real quick. Oh, what do we got over here?
Not speaking both ways, so I don't know. Conditions might have just been better.
$20 meters usually isn't too bad for me. I usually got a little noise floor on that band. Although today it doesn't seem like I'm picking up a whole lot right now. I don't know if you can see it on the video here, but you see these lines. That's from when the furnace is running, and it's the same during the summertime when the air conditioner is also running. Yeah, not a whole lot on 20 meters. This is KD9LVR, Kilo Delta 9, Lima Victor Romeo listening. Oh, got something there.
KD9LVR, W9ALK.
W9ALK, KD9LVR. Well, looks like that idea didn't work out today.
I don't know what's going on there. It was working, but guess it is what it is.
Yeah, that kind of stinks because I was hoping, like I said, I was hoping to see a little bit more activity on that repeater because I know you mentioned during the last time I talked to you about how it wasn't listed on the repeater book, and yeah, I've noticed the same thing myself. I'm wondering if it's in this year's edition of the ARRL's repeater handbook, because when I got last year's handbook, it wasn't listed.
ARES Net London. Yeah, I don't know. Someone should list it, though, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I got it all programmed in, and I made a contact with a guy with the HT and the HT antenna with no problem. He said I was full quieting, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that would be because, it's not like it's a long distance between, Beaver Dam and Knowles. and from what I understand, that repeater should be up on a pretty good sized tower. So, who knows? Maybe it's just bad conditions today. Because I know for me, the FM38 repeaters, sometimes the Ripon repeater comes in really strong, and then sometimes it's like maybe only 2 or 3 bars on the radio here. So, who knows? It could be anything.
Well, I heard you, so I don't know. And I haven't changed anything. Unless my dog was messing around with my HT. You never know with him. He's kind of shifty.
Yeah, dogs and ham radio don't mix.
He's not even licensed, so I should probably report him to the FCC.
Mm-hmm. So he's one of those pirate radio stations, huh?
I suppose he is.
Did you happen to catch how I talked to Spain and Bulgaria today on HF?
I did hear that, actually. Yeah, 17 meters was on fire for a little while today. I was on there, and I got an FT8, and I started a contact with a guy in Siberia, but wasn't able to finish it on FT8, which is unfortunate. And heard a bunch of other stations out there. Heard a guy in Nevada, which I needed, but he faded out before I could make a contact with him.
Bummer, that stinks. But yeah, I know what you mean about 17 meters being open. I was also listening to, I think his call sign was Mike India 0 Sierra Alpha India. It's from Ireland. I can't remember what the guy's name is, but I talked to him back in October. And he was coming in real good. Good night. A really nice 5.9 signal. Trying to think of, I know there were other stations, but they weren't coming in that strong. The Spanish station on 20 meters, he was coming in, I think it was like a, see here, let me check my log real quick. I think it was like a 5.5 or 5.4. Let's see here. Yeah, 5.5, a Echo Alpha 5 India Golf Oscar. I've heard that one before, but as usual, the in the past the pile ups were just too big and I just couldn't break it. But this time around, I got through. It took a little bit because he had a little bit of difficulty making out my suffix, so I had to give that to him a couple times. But he gave me what did he give me for a signal report? Let's see here. I think it was like a 5.4 or something like that, which not too bad considering going all the way from here in Wisconsin to over there in Spain. I think QRZCQ.com said it was like over 4,000 miles away, so that's not too bad, all things considered.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I picked up some pretty interesting new stuff over the last few days myself with Curacao. I got them on a couple of times on a couple different bands in CW Morse code. And then I also got Montserrat on sideband and CW, and Bon Air on CW.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bon Air. That one sounds really. I know I talked to them. It was last year. I can't remember if it was a special event station or no, not a special event station. A DXpedition, or if it was one of those contests or something like that. I can't quite remember for sure. But yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, have you gotten Palestine yet?
a different person, but he never confirmed it, so that's unfortunate. And this one I have not been able to get. Club meeting, first Tuesday of the month.
Okay. Yeah, I know I saw earlier today that they were on the air. Let me just check here real quick, see if they're on right now. Nope, off the air. Looks like the only two de-expeditions I've seen right now is Norfolk Island, Tanzania, and oh, wait a second. It says here that Palestine is on the air. They are, let's see here. Okay, looks like they're on 80 meters CW, but from what I'm seeing here, it looks like they're mostly getting European contacts. So I don't know if you'd be able to hear them. Probably later this evening, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I see him on 80 meters doing FT8 on 3567.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I looked at that wrong. Yeah, it's FT8. Out of curiosity, I think I'm just going to tune to that frequency real quick and see if I can hear it. Anything. I doubt it, but yeah, you never know. Oops.
You never know. The beauty of ham radio is anything can happen.
Oh, wow. I think this is going to be a big no because, yeah, I got like an S9 noise floor right now on 80 meters, so I seriously doubt I'm going to hear anything.
Yeah, that's certainly not ideal. It's like mine is pretty high as well, just under S9.
Yeah, I don't know how well the live stream is picking up. Here, let me turn down the volume. But yeah, this is right here on the waterfall. It's like mostly red, and yeah, it's just a mess. Something's causing interference around here again, but I have no idea what it is. I'm hoping that one of these weekends, I can basically shut everything off at the circuit breaker and then turn everything on one by one and see if there's anything inside the house I can take care of. Because like I mentioned before, if it's outside the house, you really can't do anything about that.
I need to do that as well. I know my second monitor is actually a smaller flat screen TV. It's like a 24-inch or something like that. I use it as a monitor, but certain frequencies, I get an oscillating tone from it, and only in certain areas though. So I mean, it's not always a problem, but sometimes it is, especially on like it's especially bad on like 15 and 17.
Yeah, sometimes I get some bad interference up on 17 here. Let me take a look here real quick. Actually, not too bad today. Only looks like a S2 noise floor. I know like 15 meters. That one, yeah. Just look at this. That's not too good. I know I was tuning around 10 meters earlier today just for the heck of it. And before that one was pretty bad, but I see right now it doesn't look too bad. I like to tune up on or tune around 10 meters sometimes just in case you get one of those, sporadic openings.
I just popped on 17 FT8, and I was like, oh, this is dead as a doornail, and then all of a sudden Norfolk Island popped up. So I'm going to try to work them.
Yeah, I see they were listed as one of the de-expeditions that are active right now. Yeah, 18100 kilohertz. Yeah, go and get them. I wish you luck. I'm going to look at the map here real quick and figure out where this Norfolk Island is. I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, it's a VK call, so I'm assuming somewhere near Australia.
Oh, holy cow. Yeah. Yeah, it's an island off of Australia. So, yeah, that's quite the distance from here. To answer you, Gojira King, I watched.
Given you're all she's got, Captain.
Yeah, I watched that. Not the Regal movie. Oh, that was I'm sorry if anybody likes that one, but yeah, I thought that was just a complete piece of garbage movie. I regret buying that one.
This is the W9TCH repeater in June. Oh, Saturday.
I like this repeater. It's got nice coverage, and it's not the most active, but when it is active, there's a lot of nice people on it. Usually you can hear a good amount of...
The fortunate side effect is when I have my radio plugged into my computer doing FT8, I have no sound, so I can't hear your live stream at the moment.
Yeah, I never thought that would cut out the audio like that. I'm just answering one or talking to one of the viewers. They're chatting on the live chat, talking about a independent, low budget Japanese giant monster movie called Rigel, King of the Sea Monsters, and I watched it last night, and oh boy, was it bad. I have a pretty good threshold for bad movies like Plan 9 from Outer Space and stuff like that, but that one was bad. The CGI effects, the best way I can describe it was really bad PlayStation 1 graphics.
Yeah, it sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, it was bad. And the funny thing is, I swear the guy who did the subtitles, he must have got paid per word, because every little background noise or sound effect or anything like that was described in detail in the subtitles. It's like, oh, it was just basically the best way to put it is I want my hour and a half of my life that I wasted watching that back.
I don't know if they offer refunds on that.
Yeah.
W9ALK.
W9ALK, KD9LVR.
It doesn't look like this is going to happen with the Norfolk Island at this time. But it was worth a shot, I suppose.
Now, are you actually picking them up, or just the stations that are calling to Norfolk Island?
I was picking him up.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's amazing how well that FT8 works. Maybe when the sunspots cycle picks up, maybe I can, get my signal go that way on the single sideband phone and make a contact that way. Oh, excuse me.
Or you could just get FT8 going. No. Way back in the day, it would have been late 80s, early 90s. I actually talked to Australia and New Zealand quite a few times on CB.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. My dad used to tell me about the different contacts he used to make with CB back in the day. And well, heck, even like talking to Denny and them, hearing about how it used to be when the sunspot cycles were really good, about the kind of contacts they can make. I know one YouTuber I watched said during, was it the '90s or something like that, he was talking to I think it was Australia from Finland on just 10 watts of power mobile or something like that. So I'm hoping we get days like that, within the next couple of years. I'd like to make those kind of contacts. I haven't watched
It
Drive
should be
yet.
what, 2 or 3 years from now, the cycle will be back up solar maximum. Hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah.
Might not be like the old days, but you never know.
Yeah.
It'll certainly be better than it is now.
Mhm.
We should definitely get FT8 though. It's a lot more fun than it sounds. It's not nearly as fun as CW. I mean, that's where the real fun is at.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely like the idea of doing CW, because FT8 is cool how you can make these contacts with these faraway stations with limited power and poor propagation. But it's just from what I understand, it's just signal report, location, stuff like that. Whereas with CW, you could actually have an actual conversation, which is what I'm more interested in. But I guess there are digital modes where you can actually have conversations. I just really haven't looked into it that much. But right now it's just a moot point until I can get the transceivers here hooked up to the computer via USB. W9ALK KD9LVR.
That's cool though. When you see all these different strange places pop up on the screen and try to work them, it's actually, like I said, it's much more exciting than it sounds. But I mean, I get it. It is just button clicking more or less.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are going radio to radio, so I mean, it's like CW, but the computer's doing all the work for you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
ARES Net Monday.
Yeah, and each mode, has its own merits, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm, poo-pooing FT8. It's definitely cool how you can, like I said, how you can contact these places you usually can't, just using single sideband phone. It's just like I said, for the most part, I like the conversations, but on the other hand, I also do like making contact with these DX stations, which is usually quick, 5.9, 5.9 in whatever part of the world they're located in. So like I said, there's room for for all those modes and stuff. Kind of rambling on there now. KD9LVR.
Even with CW, it's you're mainly just, especially with like a DXpedition or a DX station, you're just basically exchanging call signs and signal reports and some minor pleasantries, and that's about it. But yeah, there is a lot of rag chewing too. I don't really do that too much on CW. I'm not that good yet.
Okay.
I'm decent with doing a like a structured contest or DX edition or Parks on the Air type of exchange. Once it starts getting into rag chewing, I start fading off pretty quick. But I'm still working. I'm working on getting better at that too.
Well, you're definitely one up on me, because you can actually understand what's being said with the dee and all that stuff. Whereas to me, it's just dits and dots. So, but I will get it eventually. Just having so much fun right now with just the phone modes. And speaking of which, just gonna take a look here at 20 meters real quick. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on right now, but then again, it seems like certain parts of the afternoon the bands just kind of go out a little bit and then they start picking up again. Seems usually for me at least, between noon and 2 o'clock, and then after 2 o'clock things start picking up again. But that's probably because the gray line is moving across the globe and starting to get more of that DX and propagation.
W9ALK for ID purposes. Yeah, I'm kind of checking on the parts on the air here, trying to find if there's any good stations coming in that you could check out. But as of right now, I'm not getting anything, which is surprising. Usually Saturday is pretty hopping with the parks on the air. I got summits on the air up too. Might have to see what's going on there, but that's 90% of the summits summits on the air guys are CW.
Which makes sense to me, because if you're going to be going up a mountain, you don't want to have to take a lot of equipment with you, so they probably want one of those small portable CW rigs and small antennas, or well, not necessarily a small antenna, but basically small, easy to carry equipment. So I can understand why most of those guys are doing CW. KD9LVR for ID.
I pretty much hit the nail on the head there. It's just easier, like you said, with the equipment. Plus, you're obviously going to get out better with CW. I've been getting a little more into the summits on the air stuff lately. Basically, I just kind of check to see if I can even hear them. A lot of times you can't even hear the guys. If I can, then I try to work them.
I think I've only heard a summit on the air once so far. It was on 20 meters, and it was a lady from California, if I remember correctly. And I tried contacting her, but go figure, that's when propagation decided it was going to change, and she faded out because I think she caught, if I remember correctly, she caught the beginning of my signal, and I was trying to call back with the signal call sign. I was trying to call back, with my full call sign, and then just couldn't hear her at all. It's like, oh shoot. But yeah, for myself, for what I'm mainly going after on the air is just generally get on the air. For the most part, I would mainly just tune around the dial, or like the ICOM here, just look at the scope, trying to pick out active signals. And sometimes that gets kind of frustrating, because like right now don't really see a whole lot. But if I were to grab the microphone and start calling CQ sorry about that, I would probably get some responses back. So that's what I've been doing more of lately, is just getting on the HF bands and calling CQ. That's how I talked to those two guys from Kentucky last week. Oh, speaking of which, I know there's a little bit of a delay in video, but I got a QSL card from W9TCH. He was one of the guys I talked to on 40 meters last week, and he sent me a QSL card, and it had a self-addressed stamped envelope, and so I sent him back one of my QSL cards. So that was pretty cool.
Meeting first Tuesday of the month.
That's really cool. That's a fast turnover for a. Yeah, look, I see you're holding up the card right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fast turnover for a QSL card. Yeah, that's awesome. I still got to get some. I don't even have QSL cards. I got a bunch of people waiting on them. So I just can't decide on a design or anything like that. But I guess I got to just kind of do it, get done with it. Where did you get your QSL cards from?
I got mine from the same place that Denny got his cheap QSLs. cheapqsls.com. It's just a simple green one that I'm using. You'll see it on the live stream in just a moment. My biggest problem is, I have QSL cards and I know for sure we have envelopes. I just, don't have any stamps because honestly, I can't even remember the last time I've had to mail something off besides, QSL card. So one of these days when I'm out and about, I'll have to stop at Quick Trip or Pig Wiggly and just pick up a book of stamps because I have a QSL card here that I filled out for one of the viewers from the last live stream that I did. And I feel so bad that I haven't sent it out to him yet. It's just because, I don't have any stamps and I keep forgetting to pick some up.
Yeah, it helps to have some stamps, that's for sure. Actually, the design that you just held up is kind of the one I was looking at. I kind of like how it has the state and then it has a little marking about where you are in the state. That's actually the one I was thinking about getting for myself. So you have good taste.
W9ALK KD9LVR. Why, thank you. I liked it just because it's just a simple design, and you get, I think it's like 100 of these for, was it $13-14 or something like that? I can't remember exactly. So it's a really good deal.
It is really a very good deal, for sure. I'm probably going to have to go that route. I actually downloaded a program, like a graphic design type of thing, and I was going to design my own, but I haven't really gotten around to getting good enough at that program to do it. So I'll probably just order some from there and get it over with so I can get some of these sent out. I know I got a guy in Russia really chomping at the bit to get one from me, so I got to do what I got to do there. And my buddy in Kuwait is waiting on one as well. I got one from him a couple months ago, so so I better get on the ball with that here pretty quick. W9ALK.
Well, I don't feel too bad about being late with getting some of these cards out because every once in a while I'll get a notification of a confirmation of a contact I made on like QRZ or Logbook of the World from some conversation I had several months ago. So I don't feel too bad then, but like I said, I really should pick up a book of stamps, just start sending these things out. I know there's a guy here in HorrorCon that I've talked to. We actually talked to each other on 40 meters. I don't know if we were just close enough or just right conditions or whatever, but we both of us had really strong signals, and he was nice enough to send me a QSL card, and I told him I was going to send him one, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So I think maybe this weekend still I'll finally get out and get some stamps and start sending these things out.
Yeah, you better get on that. Go buy yourself a nice book of stamps and start filling them out. I hate doing paperwork, so it's just paperwork. So I'm not totally looking forward to it, but I do really like the QSL aspect of the ham radio game, so I certainly got to do my part.
From what I heard, I believe Rygo was supposed to be the bearer of the two movies, but I'm still going to check out that Ryga movie just to see how it is. Yeah, definitely got to get around to that. Don't want to get a reputation of somebody who doesn't, QSL, especially if they're nice enough to send you a card. But so far, the two times I've gotten QSL cards in the mail, they were nice enough to send a self-addressed stamped envelope. So all I had to do was just quick fill out the card, put it in the envelope, and mail it off real quick. So that's always nice. So just gotta, like I said, get stop being lazy and just get around to doing it. I just saw something I was going to ask you before, but I completely forgot about it. What's your longest distance contact so far in CW?
That's a good question. Up until I got Curacao, Montserrat, and Bonaire, I only had one other out of the country CW contact, and that was till Canada. So whichever one between Curacao, Montserrat, and Bonaire is the furthest is the furthest. But I've heard CW from around the world. I mean, that's the beauty of it. I just haven't made contact, so I'm just starting to get kind of confident enough where I can kind of do that kind of thing. So yeah, this past week has been kind of a pretty good run for me for DX CW. So I'm up to, I think, 3 or 4 countries now in CW for my DXCC.
Oh, nice.
This is the W9TCH repeater in June. Saturday.
W9ALK, KD9LVR. Yeah, those countries that you listed, I'm not sure which one would be the furthest away from here. I'd have to look at a map, and if I remember, I'll do that later. But I'm trying to think here of what my longest contact has been. I think I know for sure it's been one of the European countries, but which one exactly, I'm not sure. Trying to look here. Up on QRZCQ.com, they have this nice feature that when you upload your logbook, they have a map here that shows you your contacts, or at least your last 1,000 contacts. If I had to guess, just looking at the map here, I think my longest distance contact so far was with Crete, Sierra Victor 9, Charlie Victor Yankee.
Yeah, I'm curious now. I'll have to look on a map for these ones that I just picked up because, to be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea. It's pretty bad. But I'd say my furthest contacts, like in general, at all, with anything, is either going to be Japan or Kuwait.
Japan.
Whichever one of those is further, I'm not certain of that as well. So, but yeah, I have Japan and Kuwait, and yeah, I would say those two are probably the furthest, if I had to guess, which I am definitely guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard Japan has been coming in real hot lately too, so you might want to keep an ear out for them. People are getting them on sideband, so I hear them on CW quite often as well, but I haven't made a contact CW. The ones that I did get to Japan have been with FTA.
Okay.
Same with Kuwait as well.
Yeah, earlier in the stream here, Gojira King was asking me if I've talked to anybody in Japan yet here on Ham Radio. I said no luck so far. I've heard them, especially during the CQ Worldwide contest. I heard a Japanese station on here on 20 meters, or up on 20 meters, I should say, and he had a really good signal. It was like a 5.4, 5.5, something like that, maybe even 5.6. But the pile up was just insane because, well, obviously a contest, and I tried for a while, a good maybe 10 minutes or so, and then afterwards, like, okay, I've had enough. But yeah, Japan on single sideband phone, that's one of my biggest goals. I think I'm gonna keep an eye out this afternoon, see if they pop up on one of the DX clusters here. KD9LVR for idea.
W9LVR, W9ALK. Yeah, I'd like to get the Japan on sideband as well. It's I'm a big fan of Japan myself. I'm not so much into the Godzilla thing, but I do love the Japanese culture. I find it extremely interesting. And I'm into a lot of Japanese stuff, especially Japanese ham radios, because they make the best. Well, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. Elecraft is an American company, and I think they make the best, but they're also the most expensive. Same with Flex Radio.
Mhm.
Flex Radio, I think, is in Arizona, I want to say, or California. I'm not sure.
I thought Flex Radio was Canadian, but maybe I'm wrong. I knew Elecraft was American, and 10 Tech. I believe they're getting back into making radios again, and that's all American, American-made products. But yeah, when it comes to Japanese radios, well, obviously, as you can tell, I think pretty much all of these brands, well, Kenwood, ICOM, Yaesu here, those are all Japanese brands. So yeah, they make really good radios. And I got good signal here on 17 meters. I think that might be that. I think there's a Mexican station on. Let me check here real quick. No, that's not it. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just seeing a really strong signal on the waterfall here on the 7300. Oh, okay.
Well, if it's the guy from Nevada, let me know, because I still need Nevada. He was on there earlier on 18150, coming in strong, and then he faded out real hard, so I never did get him.
Got a comment here in the chat from a South Korean ham, 6 Kilo 2 Echo Bravo Bravo, giving me a 5.9 signal. Well, hi there. I think that's the first time I've got a comment from somebody outside of the country here in the chat for one of these live streams.
ARES Net Monday.
Yeah, I see that. That's awesome. Hello there, 6 Kilo 2 Echo Bravo Bravo. That's on South Korea is on my wish list. I have not gotten a contact to South Korea yet. Well, other than maybe right now, but I don't think that quite counts. I guess it's kind of like D-Star in a way. But yeah, that's awesome. Good to see some people from other countries on here for sure.
W9LK, KD9LVR. Yeah, I've wondered, making contacts on like D-Star or those other, digital linked repeater modes. Do any of those count for, like the awards and stuff, or is it just strictly, when you're on HF or like maybe on 2 meters simplex? I wonder how that all works.
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure. I personally wouldn't count it. I mean, if I don't get it on antenna to antenna, it's just not that big of a deal. I mean, it's just like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with D-Star. Don't get me wrong, but it's just doesn't get my toes tingling like an HF contact would.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense if they don't count, repeater contacts for like contests and stuff. That wouldn't count for like DXCC and stuff like that. So yeah, that makes sense. That's a good point there. But I think I would find like D-Star and those other digital repeater modes quite interesting. Just for making contact. Just for general rag chewing and making contacts like that. I know I've mentioned this before, but there's a repeater down in Milwaukee that runs the what's it called? I'm trying to think here. Wires X for Yaesu, and then I know that you can get into these different rooms and you can contact different states that way. And I know there are some repeaters. I know there are some repeaters in the state here that'll do Echolink. I know one of them's in Baraboo, but right now with where I have my antenna, I really can't make it into that repeater. I'm hoping that when I get up higher, I can start hitting those repeaters. Speaking of which, I've noticed looking around that they make these 24-foot adjustable painter poles, and I'm thinking about maybe getting one of those and swapping out my current painter pole setup for my antenna and use that instead, seeing if that works. If not, I might try to get the courage up and borrow my neighbor's extension ladder and try maybe getting like one of those J-pole brackets for TV antennas and mounting it up in the tree. But I'm a little bit hesitant with that because I'm nervous on ladders.
Yeah, this radio drives me nuts sometimes. It's I'm supposed to be running 5 watts, but it was on 100 watts.
Whoa!
Stupid thing changes. So hope you're still hearing me okay. Yeah, I'm in the same boat with my UHF VHF antenna is really low. I'm gonna get it up this spring though. Up at my garage probably, unless I put a hex beam up there. We'll see. Yeah, I hope I wasn't tearing my neighbors up too bad with RF, but oh well, I guess it's the way it goes, I suppose. Actually, never have a problem with them actually, but don't want to start either.
Oh, excuse me. W9LK, KD9LVR. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Can you believe it? We've been doing this for over an hour now. Not too bad. Yeah, like I said, really not sure if I want to mess around with the neighbor's extension ladder. And I've been kind of thinking about making some adjustments to my HF antenna, but not sure if I will. I'm afraid that if I mess around with it, it's not going to work as well as it's working right now. But I kind of want to do something. Although now I'm thinking of it, if I do get that 25 or 24-foot adjustable painter pole and get my this antenna up in the air, I'm thinking about maybe also attaching a dipole antenna and do kind of like NVIS inverted V configuration. See how that works out. So then I would have a second antenna to play around with for HF.
Meeting first Tuesday of the month.
W9ALK for ID purposes. You can get they have pretty decent extendable like fiberglass masts that are good for wire antennas. That's what I'm probably going to mess around with in the spring because I only have one tree in my yard, and the way it's configured, my radiation pattern isn't what I would call ideal. So I'm going to get it going in a different direction, and hopefully a little higher up and out of the tree, which when it gets real windy, sometimes my wire gets kind of wound up in there, and then I got to go mess around with it. So hopefully I'll do away with all that extra work and get it a little higher and in a little better direction. So I'm gonna be looking into that come spring.
Yeah, I've been lucky. I haven't had any issues with this wire antenna that I'm using with all the wind and stuff. I think mainly because most of it is in between the houses here, so it's able to send that pretty easy. Although, admittedly, sometimes I am quite worried because part of my wire antenna is made of speaker wire, and I have found out that speaker wire breaks quite easily. So every time the wind picks up, I get a bit nervous about that. And yeah, when it comes to my 2 meter, 70 centimeter antenna, like I said, for the most part, it works all right, but I know it can do better. So I'm really looking forward to getting that higher up in the air. But right now, I really can't do anything about it because, well, it's frozen out in the snow all over the place. So just have to wait a couple more weeks, I guess.
Won't be long now, that's for sure. I know the wire on mine that came with it is a real good quality marine grade wire. I'm not sure of what gauge it is, but that's what came with the myantennas.com 8010 NFED half wave, and so far it's held up really good, and it gets beat up pretty well. So I've been real happy with that. I'm gonna actually try to get some of that same kind of wire so I can mess around with some other kind of stuff. I'm gonna maybe try to get a actual legit dipole up for I don't know, maybe 40, 20, and 17, and see if that helps me out some. I know that the NFED works extremely well for what it is, but it's,
it does.
Obviously a legit dipole is going to work a lot better.
Let the repeater cool down there for a moment. W9LK, KD9LVR. Yeah, dipoles are really nice, especially if you can get them up high enough. For me, I have a little bit of difficulty getting, wire high enough into the air. So when I do set up a dipole, like I said, it's going to be, an invis inverted V configuration, which is all right if you're, looking to talk to people within I'm trying to remember what the maximum distance you can get with an invis configuration. I think it's like what at the most like maybe 500 miles or something, 200 to 500 miles, something like that. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up again. Which if you're looking to talk to people within the state of Wisconsin or in the Midwest is all right. It's not not the ideal setup for DX, but that's what I have the inverted L for. Oh, Eb is saying 73. 73, thanks for checking out the live stream. Appreciate it. Oh, wait, forgot to let go of the mic button. Sorry about that. Rigo, I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up.
Hope to catch a QSO with you someday. You never know. And yeah, as far as that, my problem is with height is I have to contend with power lines, so I can only go so high without that becoming a problem.
Yeah, I also height is not too much of a problem. It's just length, because towards the back of the house here we got the power line, that goes to to the house to the power pole. So I gotta be careful with what I. Oh, right, okay. With what I set up here, but luckily I have had I've had a dipole up before in an inverted V configuration for just listening, and luckily I have plenty room. I can do for sure a 40 meter half wave dipole. It's just I don't think I could do 80 meters. I think to do that, I would have to run a external antenna tuner for that, which luckily I have one here for the ICOM, so maybe I could make that work. I'm not sure.
This is the W9TCH repeater in June. Oh, Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the Riga DVD is supposed to come out. I'll have to look that up.
This is probably the most action this repeater's got in a long time. I'm sure the spider webs are getting nice and warm over there.
I don't know. The Monday Night Net, as of lately, seems to have been pretty busy. And I know it hasn't run as long as we've been chatting, but I know they sometimes run at least 45, 50 minutes. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's a good net for sure. I know Watertown's trying to bring back their net a little bit too, so hopefully that improves. And yeah, we haven't gotten yelled at on this repeater, so that's a plus too.
Yeah, that's why I can been kind of been leaving a little bit of a break just in case somebody wants to pop in. And I understand that, you know, ideally that you're supposed to do simplex, but I know we've tried that at least 2 or 3 times, and right now with our antenna setup, simplex for us just really does not work.
Hopefully that'll change when we get our antennas in better locations.
Yeah, that would be nice. There's a guy from Oshkosh, KC9 Zulu Victor Zulu Lee. He's on Simplex almost every day, and I can at least hear him. But I've tried calling back to him once or twice, and he can't hear me unless you know, band conditions for 2 meters are really good. So I'm hoping that I can you know, once I get it up higher, I can talk to him more often because he's a really nice guy. Always enjoyed talking to him. I know, sadly, some people they don't like to talk to him because you know, I don't know if he's got like a speech impediment or what it is, but I know some people ignore him, which is really sad because he's, you know, he's a really nice guy.
That is sad. I know there's plenty of people that on the radio that have speech impediments. Sometimes it's difficult to understand them, but I always give it a solid, good effort, and yeah, I don't shy away from that. You know, it could be you or I someday.
Yeah. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Well, Alan, this was fun. Sad we couldn't get this to work on the Knowles repeater, but maybe we can try that again some other time. Oh boy, it's saying that my connection is unstable and is trying to reconnect. So I think maybe this is a good time to call it quits and give this repeater a nice break. So thanks for joining me on this live stream again. Had a lot of fun. I think next time I do a live stream, it'll be on HF. Sometimes I'm a little bit hesitant to do that because sometimes the people that call back to me are, you know, a weaker signal, and I don't know how well the microphone's going to pick it up and how well it's going to work with the you know, the stream. But maybe I'll give that a try sometime. But anywho, Alan, thanks again for joining me on this live stream, and I will talk to you later. W9AOK KD9LVR saying 73.
Roger that. It was fun, and let's do it again sometime. Hopefully, I'll get the Knowles repeater thing figured out here on my end, and we can fire that one up next time, like we had planned for this time. And yeah, so until then, 73s, and we'll talk to you later. KD9LVR W9ALK.
73. Well, thank you everybody for joining in and watching it. That was a lot of fun. At the peak, we had about 8 viewers, and I see we got 4 thumbs up. Yeah, I'll have to try to figure out sometime how to do a stream with multiple people. I know you used to be able to do that with Google Plus, and I did that before, but I don't quite know how you do that nowadays. I'll have to look into it. Maybe we can just do a video chat or something like that. Myself, Alan, and whoever else is interested. And Gojira King. Yeah, I love DVD VCR combos. I still have one. The DVD part doesn't work, but the VHS part works, which was all I cared about. For DVDs, I have a Region 0 Blu-ray player, so that means I can watch DVDs from all over the world. And if you've seen some of my older videos, I've got Australian Godzilla DVDs, Japanese Godzilla DVDs, so it's really cool. They're a little bit pricey, but if you can track one down, I would highly recommend it. But yeah, that's my video setup, and I'll have to do a Godzilla video of some sort in the future. Have to do something. I just don't know what yet, but we'll think of something. But anyhow, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, peace and all that good stuff. 73s.